our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your hands. Just go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new mobile app brings the power of our local government in the palm of your Play Store and download our new app today. Using the app is easy. You can now start a service request for graffiti, potholes, broken fire hydrants, damaged streets, and more issues with your smartphone. Just open our app, hit the Start Request button, choose your issue topic, submit a picture, choose your location, and describe the issue. It's that simple. Your request is then automatically sent to the correct department, and you can track your requests and communicate with the department while the issue is resolved. Download our new free app and connect with us today. Our new
I'm going to call the Dumfries Town Council special call meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Peterson.
Present.
Councilmember Pete.
Here.
Councilmember Fields.
Here.
Councilmember Young.
Here.
Chair Pro Tem Miles. Present. Vice Mayor Nickerson.
Here.
Mayor Wood.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, so the only thing on the agenda today is a discussion of the proposed FY 2025-26 budget. And I guess probably the easiest way to do it is just to, we can go through, people can discuss what items they want to discuss, and we can go from there. Any questions, discussions? All right, we'll start with the Town Council Department. And just for the public and everybody, we got a hard stop at 8:30. So we're gonna go from 7 to 8:30. All right, till we get through. All right. All right, Town Council starts on page 74. Yes.
So you said that we're starting with town council. I want to understand what the format is this evening. Are we going over the questions that were asked here, or are we just randomly picking stuff and talking about it? Like, what's the format? Because I know that we all met with the town manager and had a lot of these individual discussions. So
We're gonna go through every single department. We're just gonna go through the whole budget book.
okay.
I went through the whole budget. So as we get to those questions, they can come up individually. All right. Yes.
I'm not sure if extra copies of the budget book for council. I'm noticing everybody don't have their books, they just have the summary we have in front of them.
It's on Grant.
Say that again. It's okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
What did you say that was?
Page 73, 74, 70, 74, 75. All right, the governing body includes town council salaries, payrolls, travel training, dues subscription, office expenses, council expenses, equipment repair, and telecommunications. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Mr. I don't have any input. I think we're good here. Is that what we're gonna, are we going? But, okay, so I think we're good. I'm sorry.
Yes, Vice Mayor.
Okay, I have another question about the goal. I understand that we are going to go through the whole book. Do we have an objective here to make changes to the budget with regard to adding, cutting? What is the goal? Are we?
So, go ahead. I'll let you
Yeah,
finish.
so that's the question.
Yes, so the goal is to if we agree, and then give the town manager direction on the direction we want in these departments.
If we agree with what? Because she presented a balanced budget to us. So is it, if we agree with what, where the money is laying? Because it's already balanced,
What's
right?
presented. So if we want to make any changes, it's the time to make changes.
That's not my question. My
Okay,
question is, do we have an objective to make changes to add or reduce, to add to the budget or reduce the budget as it's presented?
So that's why we're going through it. So if we do, then yes.
Okay.
All right, my question in this department is just, can you give us a breakdown of all the dues and subscriptions that council has?
Mayor Wood, and I apologize, I believe I was sharing this with you earlier. In regards to the town council budget for dues and subscriptions, y'all pay for National League of Cities, VML, Prince William Chamber, the African American Mayors Association, as well as two other parties, and I don't have that copy with me. I can run to my office and get it, but it's two more that y'all pay for out of that line.
Okay. Just when you give us the budget narrative there, if you could just, so that we know, and then in future budgets, we know what dues and what subscriptions we have in those departments.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions? That was the only question I had, and Madam Vice Mayor.
Yes, I'm full of questions this evening. So when we look at the subscriptions, do we need to, as a council, weigh in on, are we all okay with the $12,500 toward the dues and subscriptions based on what we have? VML, African American Mayors Association, National League of City, PWC Chamber, Black Chamber, PWC Chamber of Commerce, Black Chamber of Commerce, and National Mayors Association. Are we all in agreement with those are the subscriptions that we want to maintain to the tune of $12,500?
And anybody else need one? Thank you, Curtis.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. I just want them broken down.
Okay, if y'all have a minute, Tiffany went to get my copy of my desk.
Is there anything you want to try to?
The question was, are we all in agreement that that's how we want that $12,500 spent on those subscriptions? Have we looked at the value add for any of these? I mean, we know that BML and NLC, for instance, are value add to the entire community. Where are we on the value add for the PwC Chamber and the Black Chamber of Commerce? And then we also have National Mayors Association and African American Mayors Association. So have we given any studious review of the value add for these subscriptions?
How would you do you got some KPIs or something you're presenting?
That's what I'm asking. Have we?
No.
Have we looked at it like that?
No. And every department has its dues and subscriptions. So
I understand that.
Okay.
Okay, well, if no one has a problem with it, then we can continue.
All right. Next department is the town manager's department. And this is where you might have some questions off of that sheet of paper that came in. Okay. All right. We got salaries in Northern Virginia Regional Commission, and you're going to move that over to the council?
If y'all want the Northern Regional Commission to be moved to set council, we can. What salaries were you talking about?
No, I'm just, I'm at the top, page 78. So I'm on page 78 now.
Yes.
All right,
So
so we'll get this
so
up.
for right now, you have part-time salaries, Northern Regional Commission, which is $6,600. It used to be in non-departmental,
Okay.
but that is something that belongs to the entire local government. So that can go into council, or it can stay in the town manager's budget, whichever y'all deem best as efficient.
Okay. And we start off at part-time. What are you have part-time positions?
Yes, one part-time position for Human Resources Administrator, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, Chair Pro Tem.
Yes,
Sorry, I
thank you,
did
Mr.
miss a
Mayor.
page. Sorry. Go
I
ahead.
did have one question. In terms of public Wi-Fi, I mean, that's a very important project. I know personally I fought for that one to keep that one, but I do know that we haven't necessarily had the participation that we would like move forward. In terms of trying to spend this more effectively, I know we talked about different options that we could bring to the town. Is it most effective to leave the line item at 120, or should we reduce it for that? Or do we need to wait till we get close back? Should we reduce it now, or should we reduce it later is what I'm asking.
Well, we don't have much usage. This is how much they charge us. They charge us roughly, I think, it's $120,000. $10,000 a month. So it's no way for me to reduce the amount of Wi-Fi. So if the council would like us to propose some solutions, I did have our IT administrator have some solutions that y'all could weigh in on. Otherwise, we'll leave it as is, and we could always assess it and do something different later.
Just throwing this out there, could we possibly change the line on the name that says public Wi-Fi right now? Could we change it to something like broadband access and reduce the line to 50K? So if we talked about maybe giving people Wi-Fi's or something like that, is that make sense?
We can change the title. We can reduce the line. However, if it's still providing the same service, it will cost us $120,000.
Well, no, I'm talking for different services.
Oh,
if
yes,
we change
ma'am.
it. Yeah, I just wanted to make it give an option, because if we can close it, if we can bring that line item down and say, okay, whatever the path forward is going to look like, whether that's going to be Wi-Fi devices, whether it's going to be a partnership with Congress, whatever, we're going to do it, and we're going to find a different way to do this. And we're not going to spend any more than 50K. Is that reasonable?
That is reasonable.
Okay.
I just have one question as to whether or not, prior to the new fiscal year, will we receive some direction from the council as to which solution y'all would want best?
Yes. Would it? Yeah, what I will ask is, like, I know y'all are y'all looking into this, but like, if the IT department, once they come up with some alternatives, if y'all can bring them back, and then we'll get a consensus on what path to move forward with, and then is that
The IT
feasible?
department has provided some alternatives for council to review.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
and it's actually in the packet that y'all have, ma'am.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Some of the alternatives that are presented are proposed setup of a computer center with 8 workstations located within the town. Each location's having a PC, the basics from Amazon, Wi-Fi, mouse, basic cabling and setup. Confirmed one-time cost for this is $4,173.12. The recurring costs may be maintenance on the printer and security cameras and cloud base. Other alternatives, facility and private considerations.
If you,
No, you have MiFi.
Mayor Wood, if you like, I can have Mr. Harris speak to the different alternatives. He can speak from back there. He have a microphone, so he can just tell
Okay.
y'all, summarize it. Mr. Harris?
Yes, can you all hear me? Yes, so, well, speaking on, where do you want me to start? Just from the beginning or just?
What are the alternatives to Wi-Fi is the question on the floor, and the costs for the alternatives.
Yes, so, well, the first solution is to provide a computer center set up in the conference. Okay, can you all hear me now? Okay, the first solution is to provide a computer center solution within the one of the conference rooms that is seeing minimal use as of right now. Again, that would be a setup of 8 workstations, mini PCs, single monitor, wired keyboard, and wired mouse, and just the basic cabling as far as HDMI cables and power cables, things of that nature. And again, that's the one confirmed one-time cost of $4,173.12. The pending tech items, which I'm still waiting for a quote from our vendors, would just be the multifunction printer and security cameras, since it would be located behind the council chambers, pretty much. The second, the other pending items I'm waiting on right now are just the cubicles, chairs, and electrical work. That would just be from the public works side. So I'll still wait for quotes on that. Some of the cons with that is just that it's located right next to the town attorney's office. As you know, with the issue with that would be just the private conversation that she has on a day-to-day basis, and the public being right next door. They share a wall right there, so that would just be an issue there. But we could use acoustic panels to provide some kind of soundproofing, and also taller cubicles that may also provide soundproofing as well. And we could also provide a low background noise, white noise within the that conference room that is being looked at as well, to provide just more soundproofing. The second solution is just the MiFis through T-Mobile. As it stands right now, the one-time cost per MiFi, which they do vary, but the lowest one cheapest one I saw for 5G was $198 directly from T-Mobile. The recurring monthly cost would be $28.70. I'm assuming that we probably choose about maybe 10 to 15 MiFis to hand out. Just that all depends on the usage. You know, how many people are actually interested in it, and check them out on a monthly basis, of course. So I don't have a pending total cost for that one, just because it's, that's all depending on just the total amount of usage that we see throughout the month. The next existing resource that we have the Dumfries Public Library that is a half a mile down the road. And I spoke to them. I actually called them yesterday. They told me they had 11 public computers. They already have free Wi-Fi. They have 2 study rooms, one that you can check out by appointment and one that is walk-in. They have a copier and 2 scanners, and they also rent out or lend out Chromebooks and MiFis as well. And that solution there would be, since it's already half a mile down the road and located within the town, that would be the cheapest option for the town itself. And again, the reason why I would advocate for the public, okay.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Thank you.
All right.
So,
Chair Pro Tem?
yes. So at this time, I just to give some context in this, the idea behind this program was so that our citizens could have access to Wi-Fi on their time. Opening a resource center here or telling people to just go somewhere else is not giving them the access they need. That is not the spirit in which we created this line item. So at this point, I would ask the council if there would be support for the MiFi program.
Yeah, I think that the hotspot, the rental program, because I think that'll work too, because it'll be able to transition when the Civic Learning Center opens up and we have the recreation center. So I'm apt to support that. Councilman Fields?
I'm supporting that as well.
Okay. Vice Mayor? Yeah.
I do not support the public MiFi because my understanding of what the MiFis are smaller devices that we would have to give to someone to walk away with and do what they may with it. And to me, that sounds like risk being posed to property, because how do we, unless we are able to track it, keep up with it, how do we make people responsible for them leaving here with a MiFi and what gets done with the MiFi? Does the MiFi go on a road trip with the family down to North Carolina and we're paying for that? Does the MiFi ever return to the town of Dumfries? So I think there are a lot of risks posed with a portable MiFi device that I am not apt to support. I would, however, like additional consideration given to creating some additional business space. I understand the risk of having a business space right here because it leaves the town council chambers vulnerable, and it would also limit access to business working hours. So if we could identify a space that we could set up a business office where we can have security, whether it's with cameras or what have you, that will allow folks to have 24-hour access, I think that's a more reasonable solution than buying portable devices and loaning them out. I yield.
All right, any other feedback? All right, so
Yes, sorry.
Councilman,
When we're talking about, you said $198 per MiFi,
yep.
and would it be a maximum of only 15?
Well, we haven't set a number. We're just looking at the budget line item now.
Okay, all right. Because I thought it was a mention of anywhere between 10 to 15.
That's currently what the Dumfries Library has,
Okay.
and they're always rented out. So when you go up there, it's like a wait list for people to return them and bring them back.
Okay. Okay. All right, because that generates about $35,000 per year, and with the recurring monthly charges, it's $5,166 per year. So we're saying if we stuck with just the 15, then that's close to like $40,000, a little bit above $40,000 a year.
It's around their budget.
It would be up to that amount.
So are you supporting the computer lab or the MiFis?
I would support the MiFis.
Okay. All right. 2 other people. Councilwoman Peterson.
I support the MiFis as well.
Okay. And Councilman Pete.
I like the idea of the modified town manager, but into Vice Mayor's point and wanted to track in figure out where they would go. Would it be cost efficient if we have 3 or 4 of them gone in 2 or 3 months? I don't know. I would like to see if we could bring those numbers to council later on to see if we can see what would it cost for us to if we lost one. You know, what measures could we put in place to be able to track one? That way, do we have a sign out sheet? You know, there's some detail that needs to go into that as I can't right now say, I like the idea, but there are some other details that need to go into it. That's where I'm at, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
Mayor,
So-
if I could add a comment? So from what I'm hearing, we're going to reduce the line down to 50,000. That's the majority of the council would like. And what we will do prior to the new fiscal year, we will develop a program to bring back to the council for them to review how we intend to mitigate the risks surrounding this program.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else have any other questions? Just we're kind of jumping around now in the department, in the town manager's department. Okay, Vice Mayor.
I don't know if I'm overlooking it. Town manager, there was some talk about an additional position. Am I?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's-
I do
it's in
see
there.
it in there. Okay.
I'm sorry, I skipped it at the bottom of this page.
Okay. That's all. I just wanted to make sure that your current budget included that
Mayor Wood,
position.
Mayor Wood, if I have something to add, there are a couple lines in my budget. After working with finance, we were able to reduce actually the town-wide COLA adjustment, which we estimated at $99,521. We've reduced that to $75,116. And basically what we did was allocate that amongst the qualifying positions.
Bless you.
We've also reduced the townwide merit increase from $99,000 to $26,739, basically. And basically, we looked at every employee that will qualify for those two items.
Okay. Thank you. Those were questions I was going to bring up, but you already got it. And performance management, the one above that one, the 39.5.
So the performance management line is used to attract new employees to the town so we can give bonuses. We also utilize that throughout the year when we give bonuses to employees for operating above and beyond. If you note this fiscal year, we haven't used all of it, but all of the employees have not been evaluated as of date either.
Okay. Coming down to benefits and healthcare, we have a significant increase in that category, 40%. You want to speak to that in your department? Because I know it's a lot, some of the other departments, it goes up. Your department, it went down.
So you said down or up, sir?
Yours went down
Yes.
36%.
Yes, so we had the town clerk and deputy town clerk removed from the town manager's budget, as well as last year, they had my healthcare benefits as full when it should have been just the manager plus one.
Okay. Dues and subscriptions. So what's the difference between dues and, because this is going to be a recurring theme in every department, dues and subscriptions. So if you can kind of list out what's dues and what's subscriptions, because then we see software at some places and then we see software at some others. So what's the difference between dues and then subscriptions being in some places?
So there are, throughout the different budgets, we all are part of different professional management associations where we are subscribed to them. Some of us have books that we get, some of us have reoccurring costs, because sometimes you'll get someone that's subscribed to let's say, even me, I subscribe to a newsletter, the newspaper so I can keep the town informed. So it's throughout the organization. That's a line that we just have consistently in every budget.
So that I don't ask it in every category, when we get it, if you could just highlight what associations we belong to and what subscriptions we have.
So that will require me to actually drill down to it by every department, and I don't have that, sir.
Okay, because I didn't know if all of these were like estimates in what the dues costs are, or if those were exact numbers in all of it.
They are estimates, and I believe they're almost consistent with what we had last year, unless the department has grown, sir.
Okay. IT contracts, and I know we kind of drilled down. This is going to be in that memo.
Question about dues and subscriptions.
Oh, you got okay, Vice Mayor. On dues.
When it comes to the dues and subscriptions, I would like an analysis done on the dues and subscriptions across the entire staff to make sure that for all because I know that oftentimes we end up with subscriptions to organizations that we don't participate in, that we're really not getting the value add. So I would like an analysis done to look at all the dues and subscriptions across staff, including councils, to ensure that we are utilizing these dues and subscriptions to their fullest extent and getting our money's worth. Yes, ma'am. Is there a timeline for that assignment? Well, considering everything you have going on, I'm sure you know how to prioritize it and get it back in a reasonable time. I don't want to burden you with an actual timeline, but reasonable is 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I'm trying to find out if it's before the budget adoption. That's what I'm trying to get at.
It should be before the budget adoption.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. We already did the public Wi-Fi, the IT contracts, and I think that's in your memo provided. Yeah, let me see what number that was.
It's on page 8 of the memo that I provided, sir.
Okay. No, 8 says contingency. Number 15?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Was it contingencies or was
sorry.
that
10, sorry.
10? Okay, let me turn.
Thank you.
Contingency is down further. Okay. All right. Contracts. We have Amazon Audio Video Group, Bank of America, I know you explained it. Can you just explain it one more time?
So Bank of America, throughout all of the budgets, is where we have our purchase cards. So for the town manager, basically, we had various subscriptions, office equipment, laptops, et cetera, where we use the town credit card to purchase. The town receives a rebate at the end of the year for all our purchases on the town credit card. Prior to us having the P card, we would not receive any return on our investment. So we went to the P card for some rebates for us.
Now, and then I guess the bigger question in this category, why did all of this stuff get grouped under contracts? Because we don't have, like, everything we're about to look at is not a contract.
So it's called IT contact. It's just what's the catch-all for it. If you would have a budget with 300 different lines. So what we did was try to just capture all of that information here. We tried to have it in one line. Prior to me coming on board, all of this was all lumped in under administration. So we tried to break it down to make for some efficiencies.
Mm-hmm. So almost like, so that as the budget years goes on, this is where kind of like a budget narrative, so somebody knows what's kind of lumped into these categories. Because then Comcast Business is not the Wi-Fi we were paying for the top of the buildings and the parks. That's a different, Comcast Business is a different Wi-Fi, the 63,000. Help me, because this is another line item.
Evan, can you help us with that response, please?
Yes. Just to clarify, what was your question again, sir?
So there's Comcast Business. We paid them 63,000, almost 64,000 this year, and for Comcast Business. And then there's another line for Comcast Communications. So what is the difference in those two lines?
Yes. So
and how does that differ from the Wi-Fi?
So the Comcast Business is the Wi-Fi charges for the public Wi-Fi. And then the Comcast Communications, that's for the business internet that sits within the town hall, the DMV, the police department, and the Jeff Simpson Community Center as well. And that's just the internet, the business internet on town premises. And again, the Comcast Business is just the Wi-Fi that is provided for the public Wi-Fi throughout the parks.
So Evan, we have $120,000 in the budget for the town's broadband Wi-Fi services. Now you're paying $63,000 for Comcast Business versus communications. So that's what they're trying to understand, the difference between the two items. If you
Let's see. Let me see. Because I spoke with Curtis yesterday, and I believe what we came to the conclusion was that they are Comcast Business and Comcast Communications are essentially the same thing. They're the same company. There's no difference between the line items as far as the company is concerned. It's just that's just the way it was put in FMS.
What I'll say, Mayor Wood, is we pay $120,000 for the broadband access for the citizens. The rest is for Wi-Fi internally that we provide to our teams here. 63,000, sir.
So are we showing this twice in our budget, once in the public Wi-Fi and then another in IT contracts? Because what we're
Yes.
looking at is a breakdown of the
So
IT
the answer
contract.
to your question is yes, because it all was lumped in together as it relates to the town-wide broadband Wi-Fi. That one item is what we separated to ensure that council understands that the services are underutilized and they can make the decision that they just made, which to reduce that particular item to $50,000.
Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Council.
Town manager, if I'm clear on this, what you're saying is that prior to this administration, everything was lumped up in one lump sum. And then upon you getting here, you've broken this down so it can be transparent for the citizens and for the council. Am I correct?
That is our attempt. As we go through every budget year, we're noticing there are some things that's not as transparent and we're trying to pull it apart. So yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you for that. Thank you very much.
So I'm just trying to drill down for the sake of this budget. IT contracts. We're asking the budget $258,000, which is close to a $75,000 increase, as well as we just took the $120,000 item down to $50,000. So I'm just looking at how we came up with the 258 number. That's the
Mr. Mayor, if I may, where are you referencing that to? Where are you seeing those numbers at?
page 78.
Okay, thank you.
Under so if you go to IT contracts, right above public Wi-Fi. So I understand what he said, but I'm looking at the budget.
So basically, what we proposed in the budget is based on the expenditures that we saw hit our line item this year. So if you notice, the total for IT contracts, which hit our line item this year, was $315,000. Okay. And that's based on actual invoices that came into the town for various services. Some of these things I wasn't even aware we was going to receive invoices for. So what we tried to do is anticipate for the next fiscal year what it is. But I will do as directed by the council.
All right. So I guess, are these getting paid by invoice or by purchase card? These contract stuff.
Some are being paid by purchase card and some are being paid by invoice. Like Microsoft will require us to pay by a P card or a credit card. So they're being paid different ways, sir.
Okay. And I guess based on the size of some of these expenditures, would we require a contract or is it just a subscription base?
Some of these items would require a contract, which we will need to bid out.
Okay.
Some of these items we can piggyback off of the state contract or other localities contracts, and others are subscription based, sir.
Okay. All right. The other big one that jumps out, the next one is Computer Aid Inc., $32,000.
Mr. Harris, do you recall what that was for?
Yes, Computer Aid Inc. was the prime contractor to our former managed service provider, TSI. So they required a roughly $8,000 per month charge as the prime contractor. And TSI they billed us separately from Computer Aid Inc.
And you have now phased them out?
Yes, we phased them out as of January 31st of this year.
Okay. And so are we budgeting both TSI and Computer Aid in this current budget that we're proposing?
No. As of now, I've completely eliminated TSI from any future budgetary plans.
And our expenses still went up. Okay. All right. GoGov is subscription based, yes. Well, no contract needed for that. And when we get down to line item, move funds from 6,000 to 6,006.
Yes, we transferred $50,000 from contingency to absorb some of the fees that was associated with IT contracts. We didn't have enough in the line item in the beginning of the fiscal year, sir.
So that was transferring money. So this is not a deduction, this is an addition.
It's an addition, yes, sir.
Oh, okay, it doesn't show. Okay. Pitney Bowes, the same thing. And then SHI International Corporation for 19,000. That's a piggyback contract? Or is it,
That is its own contract with SHI. We bid it out. We received quotes from 3 separate vendors. SHI came in as the lowest. And as far as what they are for, it's just for the replacement of the basically bringing everything in house as far as IT instead of contracting out to someone like TSI.
so is this a one-time expense or a recurring expense?
It's a yearly expense.
So this is annual 19.
Yes.
So we eliminated the 38,000 in the TSI expense and we reduced it to 19?
Yes. And if I remember correctly, the should have been about 30. Yes, around 38,000 for TSI per month, actually. So we reduced that to a per year from $30,000 per month to $19,000 per year.
Okay. All right, so the 62,000 from TSI is eliminated to the Southern Software and Verizon. Okay. All right, I have no more questions about the IT contracts. Does anybody else? I guess if you can, when you present the next one, can you just write it out to make it a little bit more clear on which ones is which that's going in, and just show me how it adds up to 258,000?
So, Mayor, it is really not logical, for us to try and itemize future expenditures. So as invoices come in, I would be able to provide you our report as we do quarterly for our expenditures. But as you know, sometimes things come up. I mean, last year, we received a $4,500 invoice at the beginning of the fiscal year for something that was purchased in 2017. 2 weeks ago, I got an invoice for $2,500 for something that was purchased in 2016. So we're just trying to make sure, as we're getting the information, that we are providing and being as transparent as possible. But I wouldn't be able to give you an itemized $215,000. That would be a challenge that I'm not readily available to do that, if that makes sense.
Okay, all right. I was just trying to figure out with the reductions, how is it prudent? You want to plan for that? You're comfortable with that amount in there? Then I'm fine. But
I am comfortable with the amount that we propose, and any of our line items, if we are under budgeted or underfunded in that regard, that's what we use the contingency line for, sir.
Okay. All right. Newsletters. You're going to increase the frequency of the newsletters. Is that going to be enough money, or was that not used this year?
So we did use some of the funding for the newsletters. We have a quarterly newsletter that I know we are a little behind on. We are based on our council retreat. We will go out with a monthly one-pager, and it will be an electronic newsletter that will be shared with the different citizens. So based on what our estimates is, $20,000 should be enough if we're only doing 4 mailings, because the mailings are approximately $4,000 to $5,000 when we're trying to hit all of the citizens in the town, sir.
Okay. All right. Any other questions in the town manager department? All right, we'll move over to the town attorney department.
Mayor Wood, if you may, in the back of the packet that you have, we have a revision to the town attorney's budget.
Okay.
In the back of this package that y'all have.
Okay.
Should be the last, it should be after events or something like that. Or after town manager, before the KPIs.
Okay.
What page?
She said,
If y'all, it's in the packet that I gave you, ma'am.
That's what I'm saying. What page is it?
You go always to that. That's in the, when
5 pages from the back of the
Got it
package.
on here. I'm trying to find it.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
okay. So, proposed amendment. Got it. It's 5 pages from the back. So you got right there. There you go. Town manager. All right, overall town. Trying to read how this manager proposed amendment. Councilman P.
Yeah, is there any acts that we're looking on here, or are we just reviewing, or what we got going on here?
What is your question? She just told us we got a proposal, so we're about to have the conversation here. So we. One more page.
I have a question.
Vice Mayor.
So what I'm seeing here is originally we had 207 for positions. Now I'm seeing an additional $85,000. So
Oh, there it
what
is.
is this? Is this for a town attorney position?
No, this
What is this for?
I got it now. I see what it is. That is for if the council approves for the town attorney to have a paralegal to help with the legal things.
So when we had conversation about this, I thought that we all agreed that we were not adding an additional position to the town attorney. In conversation and budget talks before we got here. And I also recall when we were having discussions about the town attorney's salary, it was presented at that moment there that there was not a need for an additional position in this upcoming budget. So how do we end up here?
I think the ask from the town attorney was for a paralegal and assistance. And so I don't recall us having a conversation. Now we can have the conversation, but I remember us having a conversation about her wanting a position, us collectively.
When we were discussing the proposed salary adjustment is when that came out in conversation.
All right, so are you for adding a legal assistant or paralegal?
No, not right now, unless, I mean, has the workload changed from when we originally had this conversation less than 3 months ago? Town attorney?
Well, ma'am, I don't recall you having that conversation with me, but I think I made clear during the conversation in which there was a salary adjustment that I was doing the work of 2 attorneys or 2 firms that the town had retained before me, as well as the administrative work that goes along with all of that work. So I've been very clear of the need of a legal assistant, paralegal. And, you know, the work has not gotten less than it was at the time of that conversation. It has increased, and it's foreseeable that it will increase over the next fiscal year.
And thank you for that. Without disclosing too much of what the conversation was in closed session, it did come up in discussion, and it was discussed at that point. And that's what I'm referring to, that there was at that point not a need for it. And with regard to the increase in work, I know that one of the things that we tasked you with was to update the ordinances. And we gave you a list of 36, well, we said 36 total ordinances. How much progress have you made on those ordinances in the past 3 months, ma'am?
I have drafted probably 11 to date. You've taken action on 6. There are additional ones in the hopper. The directive for 36 is in addition to all of the other work that's being done. So, as I said before, there was sufficient work prior to our discussions for a legal assistant. I'm going to request the help. Whether I get it or not remains in the discretion of the council.
Thank you for that, Madam Attorney. I also recall the conversation being posed to, I had a conversation with the town manager, and my understanding is that several of us, that there was a consensus reached before the budget was drafted that we were not going to authorize an additional position at this time, which is what I'm referring to also. But it is up for vote and discussion.
Chair Pro Tem.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I would support a paralegal or legal assistant position for the town attorney's office. Given the increase in workload, we do have major projects that will be coming down the pipe. And I would feel more comfortable if the attorney was working on the attorney issue and she had the legal assistant to handle some of the minute tasks so that she's not double down on both. So at this point, I would say I do support a legal assistant for the town attorney's office.
Okay, we'll go down the line. Councilman Pete. Councilman Pete? Or Councilman Fields? Just the question on the floor.
What workload have changed?
So
Like help me out as we try to make this decision. What workload has changed? And I'm asking the town attorney, sir. What workload has changed?
you have to talk to the chair. You talk to the chair.
Mayor, what
I'm the chair of
workload
this
has
board.
changed? What is different now than what was different? What's different now than then? And do we want one now versus later? Is the town attorney, Mr. Mayor, is the town attorney overwhelmed right now, or did she need an additional assistant then?
The request is simple. It's a yes or no. Do you support her having a paralegal, an assistant attorney? It's just a yes or no.
Yeah, my question is simple also. Has the workload changed, sir?
Yes. So okay, Councilman Fields.
I do not support.
Okay. Councilman Young.
Just I guess for me, I'm just not so much as a yes or no as far as supporting, just a understanding of it. To somewhat to Councilman Pete's question, just to make it clear for me, when it comes down to the workload prior to, and I heard about the ordinances that was the ordinances on the table before the increase was given or after?
Ask the question again.
From my understanding, there was an increase given in December, correct? And were the ordinances already in place that need to be worked on prior to the increase? The workload and the ordinances, were they already in place for Madam Attorney to work on prior to giving the increase? Or was that something that was added to work on?
We added to work on.
Okay.
No.
Okay. As far as the one of a paralegal, I can't really speak on it as of right now.
All right, so we got two people that haven't spoken on it. Councilwoman Peterson.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to feel the same way because I remember in the closed session as well that we weren't given another employee. So I would like to see what the added workload is.
So you're saying yes or no?
I'm not ready to decide at this time.
So all three of y'all are abstaining from making a decision? Pete hasn't made a decision, Young hasn't made a decision, Katrina hasn't made a decision.
Can we table this particular line? If they're asking for additional information, I'm thinking that, we still have not adopted the budget. We still have time to make amendments to the different lines. So if the request is for additional information, for context or understanding, I would ask if we can get that information, whatever questions y'all have, if we can give them to the town attorney to understand the workload. And then if they're, at that time, if you're going to support or not, we could make it's easy enough to make a motion to amend the budget. Thank you.
Okay. Your request to table? All right, anything else in this department? All right, moving on to the clerk's department. Okay, the clerk's department has been removed from the town manager's department and has its own department. My only note again was the dues and subscription for me was the only question. And, I guess that's it. Vice Mayor, you have questions there?
I have a question about time.
Okay.
At the rate we're going, we are not going to complete this by 8:30. So I'd like for us to discuss what the plan is. Because what I hear is that we're asking very tedious questions that we've had an opportunity to discuss at length with the town manager in one-on-one meetings. And now we are using a fine-tooth comb. I appreciate the transparency of us having discussions here on the dais so that the public can be fully aware of where we are, what we're working with, and how we are arriving at our decisions. However, out of respect for each other's time, I think that we could bucket some of this and look at big tickets or big items that are worth discussion rather than using this needle and thread process that we're currently using, where the clock is continuing to tick away, and it does not appear to be the best use of our time. Because we're not going to get through this by 8:30. And as you said at the beginning, we have a hard stop at 8:30.
So I'm on the consensus, Chair Pro Tem, because you
So,
asked
yeah,
for it.
so when I initially brought this up, it was so that we could go through the budget, we can go by department. If there were lines that we wanted to reduce, we should be able to say, hey, I want to reduce this line. If there were lines that needed to be increased, I can reduce this line. I mean, if we could, we could go department by department, and if anyone has something to say, hey, like, Yeah, so like kind of like I said with the Wi-Fi, hey, this is my proposal. I want to do, So if we want to do it like that, that would be more.
Any questions on the clerk department? All right, seeing none, we turn to the finance. Okay, you all have had finance. Hopefully by now, you have come with your questions. Mine only dues and subscriptions. We'll turn to the next department, the Treasury Department. All right, any questions on the Treasury Department? I just want to note that I see the increase in the budgeted for, now these are expenditures, right?
Yes, they are.
The 3% on the transport occupancy tax to 75,000. That was my only jump, 275%. That was the only thing that jumped out to me.
Curtis, please.
As far as because at first I thought it was a revenue coming in from the rolls, but then I was like, wait, this is expenditures. So that was I'm at transit occupancy tax in the Treasurer's Department, page 90. Thank you. Your mic on? Okay, you should be on.
Yes, good evening, Council, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Chair Pro Tem. Good evening. This is the money that we send back to the county, so that's the reason why the increase.
All right, thank you. No more questions there. Let's turn to recreation and civic engagement. Okay. Chair Pro Tem.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a quick question in terms of the special events. I know that we have the breakdown, so thank y'all for providing the breakdown of the events that took place last year. And moving forward, I noticed that line is up. We did say that we were going to, one of the goals was that we wanted to implement programs. Does that cost incorporate some of the programs that will be going on as well? Or is that, just because I do know in previous budgets, some things were kind of lumped together. So is this total for like what we did last year, or have we taken into account the programs that we're going to be bringing in?
I'm going to let Mr. Barnes answer that now.
Thank you.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Chair Pro Tem, Council, good evening. That number in the civic engagement line, the total is $214,850. It does include programs, $20,000 for programs, and I actually have a breakdown of those programs in budget. So it does encompass programs.
Is that what was sent in the email? Is that part of is that the breakdown?
Actually, no, you asked for a breakdown of the events. So we did not include programs in this, sir.
I'm sorry. So you said the estimate for the programs was what, 25K?
20,000.
20,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Not trying to put you on the spot. What programs are we looking at? What for that 20, have they been determined yet, or are they?
Yes, ma'am. I have outlined them in the budget.
Okay.
And so basketball camp, tutoring program, football camp, cooking class, blast ball, which is T-ball for 4 and 5-year-olds, arts and craft classes, yoga class, family game nights, and a mother-son, father-daughter dance.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Thank you. I recommend that we look at these special events and reduce some of the special events. The budget is increasing $105,000 for the special events. And I don't want to pick on any one particular event or a special program or special event rather. One thing I have not been a very big supporter of, and I continue in that stance, is the summer concert series. One of the things that I've said before, and I will reiterate, is that when we look at summer concert series, they are entertaining, and what we've done is increased engagement around town with a lot of our events, and the Recreation and Civic Engagement Department has done an excellent job of that. I'm curious as to how many people attended that concert series. The reason why I am not in support of the concert series is we have family-friendly events that happen throughout the year that are very engaging for the children, to include bounce houses, animals, face painting, etc. When I look at the summer concert series and I think about what Stonebridge does for their summer concert series, there is an absolute direct return on investment, because when people come to Stonebridge for those free concerts, they shop and they eat. When people come to Dumfries for our free concerts, that's it. They just come here. There is no return on investment for that. And I understand that it is difficult to monetize engagement and the satisfaction, but I do know that we have a great deal of engagement and satisfaction for a lot of the other events that we have, and we can see that by participation. When I think about the summer concert series and I look at the money that's being spent for it, I do not see the value add in the summer concert series. And my recommendation would be to get rid of the summer concert series.
Mayor, if I may answer the Vice Mayor's question as it relates to the attendees. We had on the July 27th event, 271 people attend the event. And for the August 24th event, we had 496 people attend, ma'am.
Thank you for providing those numbers. I'm still not sold on the value add for it. Those are good turnouts. I know that there are other events where we have even more, if not twice the amount of people attending, but at 400, or what was the other number? 400 and the other
271.
271 and 400 in total. That is that's almost less than 10% of our residency base. That's not value add. I do not see a return on investment for that. To me, we are just telling people to come to Dumfries for the sake of coming and it being a destination, and I don't see the value add in that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Councilman Pete.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, I'm on the opposite side of the fence with the summer concert series, because as it was initiated from its origin, it was geared to have our citizens relax and partake into their own town in leisure, versus going through a Monday through Friday, a whole bunch of traffic, going to work and coming home and having to also go through traffic to go to another locality to deal with music in their areas. So it was designed for a purpose for our citizens to relax, versus going outside of the town of Dumfries, as we're branding Destination Dumfries, as we're moving on, making this town better, and don't drive through Dumfries, drive to Dumfries. This is one of our biggest key markets in bringing this to the town, so we can help brand the Destination Dumfries and the drive to Dumfries, not through Dumfries. This has been a useful concert series over the years. That's one of the reasons why it was brought back. Citizens are enjoying it, their time here. Like, again, they don't have to at the same time go to work in traffic, and also if they want to go to events and live entertainment, they don't have to get back into traffic on the weekend and go to other localities and actually have to pay in those localities. One of the acts that I asked, I've asked this for some time now, and even I'm gonna ask today if the council is okay with it, if moving forward at our 3 concert series, if we can charge a fee. A $5, a $7, a $10, $8 fee, or $6 fee, something as a get back, something that we can utilize to help fund the additional year. That's one of the acts that I've been looking for as far as the 3 summer concert series go. Our citizens love it. They don't have to deal with the traffic, especially in the summertime around here. It gets real hectic. And I like to provide that we're providing for the citizens. And again, if a council is okay with it, I would like to ask if we can do, some fee charging at our events. And maybe 3 for our citizens or something like that. But, just something that we can get into more detail with our concert series. I love the jazz, love the go-go, love the Hispanic music, love the post pandemic, even though we're like years past that, but part of bringing the citizens out their house and enjoying the amenities, especially in the summertime. We have a lot of the amenities, but take those summer concert series away. We don't have too much going on the 3 months that they're out of school. This is more so geared to provide entertainment and attraction and of Destination Dumfries, Drive to Dumfries, that brand, as far as helping brand our town within the summertime. June, July, and August is our shine months for those events. Thank you.
Chair Pro Tem.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would actually, and I'm not saying that no one has benefited from the summer concert series. I would say that they have, but I do think we are charged with finding a more efficient way of doing things. So even with the series going on, it's still, we have attendance of less than 10% of the people that live in the town. And to that when that's happening, you have to make changes and adjustments. At this time, I do think I think we have 22 events per year. So at most of these events, we do have bands, we do have live entertainment. I don't think that there is a need for a summer concert series as a standalone. So I would support axing that from the budget.
All right, rather than, I think picking events.
I got something.
All right.
So Mayor Wood, next council meeting, I have the Recreation Civic Engagement Director coming to present the, I believe it was a resolution that y'all adopted last year with all of the different events. So if council wants to weigh in on all of the events at that time, and if y'all eliminate an event, we'll remove the amount proposed in the budget next week, if that's okay. If y'all would like to do that, or you can go through each of the events now.
So let me ask this question. The budget numbers that you gave us on the events, were they accurate numbers?
They were based on what the department needed to get these events going. Yes, sir.
But they were just pretty much estimates. They weren't exact.
They were based on what we tracked that we expended last year. So if you notice, I went through some of these things and a couple items were off because it's being manually tracked because we don't have a system. I know Recreation and Civic Engagement asks for software to track the events to see how much we're spending on these events. So some of the numbers are slightly off, but it's not drastically off, sir.
Okay. So your ask is, before we look at this special events budget, is to give them an opportunity to do a presentation? Is that what your ask is?
No, my ask is if y'all going to go through each and every event, that we do it at the time when we're adopting the resolution, and then the proposed amount that the department has suggested, we just remove it from that line item, unless y'all want to go through every event right now, sir.
No, I don't think we want to go through every event right now. I think we were just looking at this 100,000+ increase in special events, and we were trying to figure out what we would want it to budget for special events this year, right?
We will do as the council directs. Last year was 110, 20,000 is for events. The rest, it is up to the council.
So I think keeping it, if you say 110 and another 20, I'm comfortable with 130 versus 214. So, I put that. Vice Mayor, sorry, you had your light on.
No, I was actually going to say something similar to what you said. I do not think that we need to go through and take that granular look at each event, because every one of the events up here clearly are value add for us as individuals, because we came up with the idea, oh, I want to see this, I want to see that. So I appreciate and respect that, because that's each of us having the opportunity to bring our own taste of flavor to the town and the residents. So I respect and appreciate that. However, I cannot get behind increasing the budget $105,000. So what I would suggest is we decrease that number, and I don't want to get on a soapbox about the concert series, but to the point of $40,000 for 2 events. And I know that was 3 crammed into 2 because of the weather, but still $40,000 almost for 3 concerts. That seems a bit absurd to me. So I would suggest that we minimize this budget, and that's just a good place to start since we spent $40,000 on it last year.
Councilman Pete. All right, so I'll throw the number out then. So I say 130, keep you at the 110 and add your 20 for your special. We'll just see if everybody is comfortable with 130. Councilman Pete?
130 what, for the total?
Yeah, special events. Just giving her the 20 for the thing.
20 for what thing? What
20
thing?
for recreation. I mean, some type of program. Programs, community programs. Keeping her price the same. So we're just trying to come to a consensus on the number so we can move out of this department.
So we rolling back to the 130, and then we will add the 20. You help me. Clear me up, Mr. Mayor.
Rolling back to the 110, adding the 20. So we're keeping the funding the same.
Yes.
Okay. Councilman Fields?
With the expectation that next week we're going to have that review, correct?
So next week, we're planning on bringing a resolution for because council has to approve these events for the year. So that's the expectation.
Yes.
I do want to make sure that I just express as the manager the expectation when the budget is reduced. Because sometimes council comes back to us and say, can we do? The answer, we're going to have to make sure we take a strong position. If the funds are not there, we're just going to have to say we cannot do it, respectfully.
Just finish the consensus. All right, Chair Pro Tem?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. Councilman Young?
Good with that.
Councilman Peters?
Good with that.
Yes, I'm good.
Vice Mayor?
Okay, I'm sorry to throw this monkey wrench in there, but as I'm looking at it, so if 110 was last year's number, considering cost increase, I think we should take it from 130 to maybe 150, which will give us, because if we know that 20K is for the rec programs and it was 110 last year, throwing in the cost of inflation and everything is going up now, we can't stop at 110. We have to throw something extra on top of that 110, separate from the 20.
So you want
Am I making sense?
You want an amendment for the 20? You want 20 more thousand?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that should cover.
I'm amenable to 20,000.
Okay, so that'll take us to 150 for the budget.
Okay with 20,000? Yeah. Going back down? No, we're going up to 20 more thousand. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we can move out of it. So we'll take it to 150.
Thank you.
All right. Only question I have, we got a 460% increase in training in that department. What are the planned training over on the other page? Go back to page 93. It's going from 2 to 14,000. Is it something special planned?
Mr. Vines?
That 460% kind of.
In that line, the biggest increase is the leadership conference. That's the substantial cost in that line. And that is $10,000.
It's a Senior Executive Leadership Institute.
Okay. All right. Any other questions in that department? Okay. Over to the police department. All right. You had questions? No? Just quick questions for me. The software and subscriptions, it doubled this year. Is that because we got some new software? It jumped from 10 to 20. Harry Chief, and while you come up there, accreditation, we got a cost this year. So does that mean we're actually paying and we're moving forward with accreditation?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We've actually submitted our application for accreditation within the last 2 weeks, sir.
Okay, and that's the cost of it, 20,000?
Yes, right now.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
got it. Okay, congratulations. Chief,
Thank you.
subscription services doubled.
Yeah, so what we were looking to add, based on our computers that are in our cruisers, Prince William won't allow us to put our reporting system on there without it being cloud-based, so the increase was for adding a cloud-based system so officers can then write the reports in their cars instead of coming back to the office, so they're more visible and out in the community to write their reports.
Got it. 5,000 extra in crime prevention, is that for a youth police academy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, just wanted to see what the extra, and then, all right, anybody else got any questions for the police department? Outside contracts, that's doubling as well. That's the other double number.
Yes, outside contracts has increased. As many of you know, we are currently in a period for an assessment for the department. So half of the funds will be paid out this fiscal year and the rest will be paid out next fiscal year, sir.
Got it. Vice Mayor.
I noticed that the recruitment budget has been scrapped altogether. Tell me about that. Have we met our goals for staffing?
I'd say we are pretty close to meeting goals, but people come and go often, so we're not doing away with the recruitment. A lot of the cost in recruitment was for stuff that we bought last year, tablecloths and the posters, that we had. Most of the recruitment events that we go to, we don't have to pay. There is some that we do have to pay for, but most of our costs from the department, we were able to do that last year.
Okay, thank you. And I'm glad to see that you're buying stuff that is reusable. And I'm also happy to hear that we are nearly at our goal for staffing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving along. Economic planning and community development. Okay, any questions there? Mine were asked. It was pretty much about GIS. Is it the same software for both public works and planning?
Yes, it is, sir. It's shared, the expense is shared amongst the two departments.
So you just split the expense up,
Yes,
but it's the
sir.
same software?
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
got it. Anybody got any questions on community and planning? All right, over to Public Works Department. All right. Public Works, the first thing that jumped out to me was a 65% increase in their healthcare versus the average 7% across the board. But I think, what do you got, more staff that's got more benefits?
Yes, if we have a vacant position, we have to calculate the health care as if it's an employee plus their family.
Okay.
Once we know who we hire for the positions, we'll be able to reduce it as necessary.
Okay. And then your dues and subscriptions in that department actually dropped. So that's what I want to tell you, that one dropped. And you got the gist and just a plan for anybody. Got any other questions for Public Works?
Vice Mayor.
Vice Mayor.
I thought she was.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Town manager, do me a favor. If someone picks up this book and looks at it, eyes will absolutely hone in on the telecommunications increase. We see that in every department. Can you briefly, but in layman's terms, explain why there is such a significant increase in telecommunications in each department?
Yes, last year we had the wrong estimated amount for each cell phone. So I believe what one of the council members asked, if we can take the telecommunications line out of each budget and put it in one place under IT. So that's what we will do as we're adjusting the budget, Mayor.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that that was on record as explained. Like I said, if someone picks up the book, it jumps out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair Pro Tem.
Yeah, I just had a quick question. The town beautification and grass cutting. So I was under the impression that's something that we handled in-house. Is that something that we actually have a contractor come out to do it?
James, if you may.
For efficiency purposes and routine maintenance, we're trying to go to a contract service for the routine right-of-way maintenance and anything that we could scheduleize, and that way we could equate it to the budget year, be able to project it out, giving cycles where we could increase or decrease accordingly.
Okay.
All right, do we get reimbursed for the right-of-ways? Do VDOT send us money?
For the Boeing?
No. Are we cutting stuff that VDOT's cutting? Do we get any type of reimbursement?
I believe he's referring to the urban allocation funds. Does that cover grass cutting in the right of ways?
No.
So I'll give you, Mayor Wood, grass cutting in the right of way is covered, is a qualified expense from the urban allocation funds.
Yes.
Okay? I'm sorry, James, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
All right, that works. Next is stormwater fund, which that's pretty much our cleanup. Any questions on litter control pickup? You guys got a vacant position there?
Yeah, Jimmy.
Okay. Move.
One ask.
Yeah, Councilman Pete.
Yes. I'm not for sure if we had one town manager, but can we get a what's that? What do you call it? The dog poop scoop cleanup station.
Where would you
at
like?
Garrison?
We have one there.
We have one there? Okay. Because I was watching the dogs and I was like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Clear.
Okay. I think we rolling. Yeah, my biggest question is in CIP. Anybody got anything? Yeah, we'll get there. Let's go to CIP, which is page 127. All right. All right. The first one on our capital expenditures, which we know right now is this administration is playing with appropriations right now, and so we don't know what's going on with funding. And the first project there is the Quantico Creek stream restoration. I'm pretty sure our appropriations team is going to fight hard for us, but when we look at those projects, I think the biggest question I got, especially with all the various stormwater projects, are you able to break that down in CIP and give each one of them a category with a cost once y'all figure out what the cost? Because what happens is, as we're looking for funding, if these are unfunded, a lot of times our funding partners, both state and federal, want to know that we got an in-game cost for these projects. So as we put these projects in our CIP, can we get some type of real cost estimate?
So we will begin going out and to get estimates. As of right now, we do not have concrete estimates for you to utilize for us to break it down by line. This has been something that has been consistently in the budget. Mm-hmm. So we will work towards getting that for council. If that's something y'all need before the budget is adopted, we will grind to get estimates to get it done.
No, well, at least at the minimum, if you can break down so that we all know the stormwater projects that we have. So we have an idea. I know for me it's helpful when I'm talking about money we need.
Yes, we'll get that in.
Okay, because the funding source for most of your stormwater come from where? Where do you get most of your storm? Do we have to?
You SLAF and ARPA funds there, and it's broken down into right now the Quantico Creek Phase 2, Dominion Drive, which is an outline project that was set up from before.
Dominion Drive, you didn't have that one written in here, but I saw you had sent me that on the note, but it wasn't written in your CIP.
Yeah, so you would like to see that since we know what Dominion Drive is going to cost, you would like to see that broken out from the $2.2 million.
Right. See what happened from past administrations, a lot of this stuff got lost because it did get passed down from budget to budget because we're guessing like what stormwaters we have, what projects we had. I know in like certain neighborhoods, there was, I remember you was on HOA, we were fighting on that stormwater over there and which ones we own, Rose Hill. And so just knowing which stormwater is what we have and kind of like the condition. So That was just my note. Break down, provide descriptions of the projects, because we got 4.4 million. Just break out how we.
May I ask a question? Curtis, as it relates to the software we purchased for the budget, does it allow us to add descriptions to different projects, or will we have to do that outside of the software?
I believe we can, but I will check in with that. Go back with ClearGov on that.
Okay, so Mayor Wood, anything that we have an estimate for, we will make sure is broken out into a separate project with the estimate cost. The rest will be lumped into various stormwater projects until we can get a handle on the rest of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Those were the main. You already answered my other question about fleet management, Vice Mayor.
Me again. Can we please add the splash pad as an unfunded project to the CIP? I think it's a very important community asset that we should prioritize if future funds become available. Do I need a vote on that?
Just consensus.
Or consensus?
Yes.
Okay, Councilman Pete says
yes.
Yes. All right. Councilwoman Peterson.
You said if funds become available? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Chair Pro Tem. Well, that's 4. Yes.
Oh, no, so I did.
Go ahead. You want to go?
No, go ahead. I mean, you moving on, move on.
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes, so just say. All right. Yeah. All right. We got debt. No questions about our debt except for we got a plan, and they're going to bring it forth for us to refinance so that we don't pay that lump sum.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As it relates to the debt, because I know your question was whether or not we were paying on that from our fund balance. At this point, we're not reducing our fund balance to pay on anything additional because our eyes are focused on our bond rating. So once we have our bond rating, we will go back out to the market, get a better rate, and then we'll refinance it, sir.
Yeah, and I know Councilman Young doesn't know. We took out a big loan last year ago. We got some interest that's coming due right now, and it's about almost $500,000 in interest we got to pay. So that loan is
Thank you, sir.
yes. All right. Last thing was performance measures. You can keep a lump sum sheet here, but we would like to see them under each department so that when we're flipping through it.
Yes, sir. We received the KPIs that were sent to us. We reviewed them consistently throughout the organization. We've agreed to some we just thought we couldn't measure. So which I have in the packages what we agreed to, we will drop those in the book in front of each department. And I just want to make sure I summarize.
Okay.
So in regards to the budget process, I believe there's an assignment for me to go back, break down dues and subscriptions for every department, move telecommunications into one budget, reduce recreation and civic engagement line down to $150,000. The town attorney is going to provide some information as it relates to the council, as it relates to her position. Am I missing anything?
Chair Pro Tem.
I don't remember if you said it. You might have said, I might have missed that part.
I might have missed it.
The Wi-Fi line, we're taking it down to 50K. Oh, you had that one?
Taking the Wi-Fi line down to 50K. I have it in my book. So what we'll do is we will go back. We will start making some of the adjustments. I will need to ask the council what's the timeline for us to get back and whether or not that's going to be done in another work session, or do y'all want us just to incorporate the changes in another proposed document to the council?
Chair Pro Tem.
So I don't think we need to have a work session for it necessarily. We can vote on that at the next meeting. So
vote on it in the next meeting. Yeah. Okay.
So then I guess the question, do you have enough time to put another book and all these changes together, or do we need to wait to the second meeting in April, or will you have it ready by April 1st?
We will put another proposed document together. We will not print it in case y'all want some changes. So we will make an effort to balance it. I'm going to make some assumptions, and I hope that don't get me in trouble with council, but I'm going to make some assumptions, and then y'all can just tell me if y'all agree with those or not.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Good.
Vice Mayor.
Your assumptions are educated assumptions, and that's what we hire you for, your experience. So please make the assumptions, and if there's anything glaring that we disagree with, we'll let you know. As far as the dues and subscriptions, I don't intend for council to nitpick over the different departments' dues and subscriptions. I just want a diligent look taken at all of them within each department to ensure that there is no waste there, that all of them are being used. So once each department has done that, then you can come back and report out that they've all been looked at, because we've already discussed ours and we're going to stick with what we have. But I'd like to know that all the other departments have done the same thing.
Yes, ma'am. And
Thank you.
if there's anything that will be reduced or changed, it will be in a summary to council.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Is all hearts and all minds clear?
It's 8:27.
All right. At 8:27, we have reviewed the budget, and you all are now, this meeting is now